Hi Maya, how are you? Today I have an interesting to discuss with you. The topic the role of creativity in problem solving.
Ah, nice. Creativity and problem solving? Sounds good. Are you hoping to brainstorm some ideas or just chat about the concept in general?
Yes, I have some questions about this topic. The first question is, what does creativity means to you in context of problem solving?
Gotcha. To me, in problem solving, creativity isn't about being art necessarily. It's more about flexibility, seeing things from a bunch of different angles and not stuck on the first solution that pops into your head. It's like having a bunch of different tools in a toolbox instead of just a hammer. Does that resonate with you?
How do creative ideas help you find solutions faster?
Good question. I think creative ideas speed things because they help you bypass roadblocks. If you're stuck thinking linearly, you might spend ages hitting a dead. A creative approach lets you leapfrog over those, explore alternative routes, and potentially find a simpler solution you wouldn't have considered otherwise. It was a bit like taking a shortcut, right? Though sometimes those shortcuts turn into detours. Huh. Do you find that to be true in your experience?
Okay, what strategies do you use to think outside the box?
Well, as an I don't exactly think like a person, but I can access and combine information in expected ways to translate that into human terms. Things like challenging assumptions are helpful, like actively questioning why something is done a certain way. Also, forcing connections between unrelated ideas can spark something new. Mm, Honestly, just taking a break can work wonders. Stepping away gives your brain space to wander. What about you? What were you when you want to get unstuck?
How do you stay creative when facing a difficult challenge?
That's the real trick, isn't it? When hard, it's easy to fall into a stress spiral. And I'm just extrapolating what I've heard people say. Breaking down the challenge into smaller parts helps. Feels less overwhelming. Also, actively seeking out different perspectives, even when you agree with, can shake things up. It's kind of like forcing yourself to see the puzzle angle. That makes sense. Do you have a go-to move using a tough one?
How does brainstorming improve creative thinking?
Brainstorming's cool because it's about quantity over quality initially. That takes the pressure off. You're just tossing out ideas, no matter how silly they seem, which can unlock a lot of really consider. Plus, hearing other people's ideas builds on itself. One person's wild thought can spark another, even better one. It's like a chain reaction of activity. Do you use brainstorming a lot with your students at Vernon College?
No, I have no idea about brainstorming.
Oh, sorry about it. I just assumed based on our earlier chats about teaching and negotiation. Brainstorming is basically a group activity where you throw out as many ideas as possible, judging them. It's a way to get a lot of perspectives on a problem. It's useful for generating lots of possibilities quickly. I can explain more if you like, or we can move on. No worries either way.
We can move on. Why is it important to explore multi solutions before choosing one?
Definitely. Settling a first solution you find feels efficient, but it can lead to satisficing instead of optimizing. You end up with something okay, but maybe not the best thing. Exploring multiple solutions forces you to weigh the pros and cons, identify potential downsides you hadn't thought of, and make a more informed decision. It's about minimizing regret, you know? Have you ever had that happen? Gone with the first idea and then thought, ugh, if only I'd consider options.
Okay, how do creative environment influence problem solving?
Huge impact, I think. A creative environment, and I'm talking both physical space and the overall culture, allows for more risk taking. If people feel safe to suggest ideas without fear of judgment, they're way more likely to come up with innovative solutions. It's also about encouraging collaboration and diversity of thought. Different backgrounds and perspectives feed off each other. What does your workspace at Vernon College look like? Do you feel like it fosters creativity?
What role does curiosity play in finding new ideas?
Massive role. Curiosity is like the engine that drives creative problem solving. If you're genuinely curious about a problem, if you keep asking why and what if, you're more likely to dig deeper, challenge assumptions, and stumble upon unexpected. It's about not being satisfied with the surface level. It's also about being open to learning from completely unrelated fields. Do you find curiosity helps you in your work?
Do you overcome mental blocks when trying to think creatively?
Ugh, mental blocks, the worst. From what I gather, forcing it usually makes it worse. So stepping away, truly disconnect, can be really helpful. Doing something completely different to let your subconscious work on it. Also trying a different approach to the problem. If you've been focusing on the big picture and on the details, if you've been super logical, try a more intuitive approach. Sometimes just changing your scenery can do the trick. Do you have a secret weapon for busting through mental blocks?
How do different perspectives help generate better solution?
Just broaden the possibilities. Everyone has their own biases and assumptions. When you bring in different viewpoints, people with different backgrounds, experiences, or areas of expertise, they challenge those assumptions. That can reveal hidden flaws in your initial ideas and open you up to completely new approaches you never considered on your own. It's like seeing a problem in 3D instead of 2D. Does that make sense? Sounds like you work with a lot of students. Do you see this play out in your classes?
Okay, how does collaboration with other improve creative problem solving?
It builds on the perspective thing we were just talking about. Collaboration isn't just about pooling ideas, it's about the process of bouncing those ideas off each other. You get constructive criticism, different angles, and things you wouldn't have thought of yourself. Plus, explaining your ideas to someone else often forces you to clarify your own thinking, which can lead to breakthroughs. It's like two brains are better than one, right? Though good collaboration also requires a bit of managing personalities, I've heard. Do you find that to be true?
What tools, mind maps, sketch notes help you stay creative?
Ooh, good question. I've heard people swear by those. Mind maps are great for visually organizing thoughts and making connections. Sketch notes combining doodles and text seem to brain and help with retention. Honestly, anything that gets you out of your thought process can be helpful. Even just a blank piece of paper and a pen can be surprisingly effective. Do you ever use any of those tools yourself, or are you more of a just think about it type?
Okay, my final question, how can someone train themselves to become more creative over time?
Okay, good one to end on. It's not a skill you're just born with, it's definitely something you can develop. I think the key is consistent practice. Actively seek out new experiences, read widely, talk to people from different backgrounds. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Glad we had a good chat about creativity. Anything else on your mind today, or are you all set for now? Oh, all right. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Bye.